focus, time again, protecting the country from these fucking miserable bastards, raping our young daughters, raping our kids. Enough is enough. I have had enough.
Just in, there's been an insane street attack in the UK. So a man 36 charged after Muslims targeted in street attack as 5 injured. Now a 36-year-old man has been charged after Muslims were allegedly targeted in Edinburgh street attack that left 5 injured. Horror footage seen earlier today showed a topless man with a bladed weapon allegedly targeting minorities in a suspected terror attack. Sir Keir Starmer said the series of assaults appeared to be motivated by anti-Muslim hatred. Counter-terrorism cops were called to investigate a series of incidents at a number of locations which left 5 people wounded. Another video appeared to show a topless man on the ground shouting that he is protecting the country as he is held by an officer. And that's what we just saw at the start. Police said in a statement on Saturday night a 36-year-old man had been charged in connection with a number of incidents which took place in Edinburgh on Friday, the 19th of June 2026. Now this I thought was interesting. Starmer earlier shared an image on X of a topless man appearing to hold a weapon. He wrote, "Absolutely appalling. No one should face violence on our streets." And I think that's quite funny. The suspect appears to be motivated by anti-Muslim hatred. "I will not tolerate this. He will face the full force of the law." Now, that is just a blatant example of two-tier Keir and the double standard. Because he doesn't come out and write that and say that every time a poor white person or a national person to the country is attacked by a migrant. And now this is happening almost every day. We had Henry, who was obviously stabbed and died at the hands of the police and his injuries, allegedly. We had Stephen, who was attempted beheaded in Belfast not long ago. We had the poor 17-year-old girl who was cowardly stabbed in the back of the neck the other day. And the day before that, there was a poor young boy who was smashed in the head with a brick and was left bleeding. Now, I'm not going to show those because I don't want to get a strike, but you can find them if you look for them. And every single day there's a new article on X of someone new who's been stabbed or injured at the hands of a migrant. Now the question is, can you blame this man? He's wanting to fight for his country and take back his country, and honestly you have to admit there is an Islamic takeover, there is a migrant takeover, and the country is taken over by illegals. Now the national people there didn't ask for this, no one got a choice in this, they didn't get to choose whether they wanted migration or mass migration or to take in illegals, and they don't even get to choose where they go. They just end up in their city or town, and it's too bad, too sad. They have to deal with it, and it's so wrong. Now, the 5 men that were attacked were injured, but obviously not fatally, and they didn't die, so they're still alive. I'm quite interested to see what the repercussions are going to be, what the sentence that this Scotsman's going to end up with. We know that the migrants that carry out these stabbings and attacks generally get off pretty lightly. Sometimes it's a slap on the wrist, sometimes they go to jail, especially when it's rape or something like that. You find a lot of them don't really get what they should be getting, if you ask me. But with the two-tier policing system, which is, I mean, you have to admit it exists, and it's quite clear. I'm quite interested to see what this guy's going to end up with, whether you agree with what he did or not. I also think it's interesting that they counted this as terrorism straight off the bat. They brought in the counter-terrorism cops to investigate this incident, yet we have migrants attacking white people every single day, and it's always labelled as a non-targeted event or one-off, and it's never really labelled as terrorism. And so I think that's really quite interesting. Between that and then Keir Starmer coming out and writing his post on X, it's just so clear that we're living in a two-tier system with double standards. Now you've got to ask yourself, can you blame this man? Obviously violence isn't the answer. Violence is not legal, and you can't just go around stabbing people, but you've got to understand the pressure and the amount of frustration these people must be in. They're watching their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their sons, their brothers, their fathers getting murdered and raped and pillaged every single day in their own lands, in their own country, and they can't even do anything about it. Of course they're going to eventually stand up and get fed up with it and fight back. And that's what we're seeing here. So the question remains, is this going to be an isolated attack? Are more people going to take inspiration from this and stand up and do the same thing? I don't know. But it will be interesting to see what happens, I suppose. Anyway, if you like this story, check out some of my other videos, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Keir Starmer's looking at resigning, according to the news, so I might make a video on that next. So tune in. Alright, peace out.